Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sean. This is UCM Pigs Moto Vlogs, and today I'm on my lunch break, getting ready to scoot up here to the mailbox. Got an email from the good old UPS or USPS saying I got some mail, so I'm gonna go up here and see what I got. But that's not what we're here to talk about today. But before we get started, let me remind you to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always on my channel, if you don't feel like typing words, just leave me an emoji. Let me know you're here. I'd greatly appreciate that. A little chilly today. Got my heated seat on. Feels nice on my tuchus. But what we're going to talk about today is dealing with Harley Davidson, dealing with your dealer, getting maintenance done on your bike, those type of things. And you know, we hear a lot of talk, see a lot of videos on YouTube, people talking about various problems they've had dealing with their dealer, whether it's you know, getting something simple done like an oil change or tire replacement, and they get their bike back and there's some lackluster maintenance has been done on their bike. So I'm here to talk today about the total opposite of that. Over the weekend I got new tires put on the LMA. I went back to the Harley Davidson Dunlops. I was running Michelin Commander 3s. At first, I was thinking I didn't get that much mileage out of them, but after doing some math, I got about 15,000 miles, so that wasn't too bad. But we're going to save that for another video, why I decided to go back to the Dunlops. But getting back to the point, before I started this, typically I will do my tires myself. And what I mean by that is I'll remove my wheels from the bike. I'll order my tires, whether they be local or online, and then take them to a local shop to get them mounted and balanced, and bring them back home and put them back on the bike. Two reasons I do that. The main reason is money. It's a little cheaper to do that, and I'm able to do it. And time, because I'm not having to wait on getting a slot at a dealer or a local shop, especially this time of year. Everybody's trying to get their bikes in to get maintenance done on them. But before I get started doing that every time, I always call around and get a baseline on what tires cost and installation cost, because you know, the economy, as we all know, is changing, and I just kind of want to see, get a baseline of where I need to shoot. So I started with one of our local Harley Davidson dealerships, Bayside Harley Davidson in Portsmouth, Virginia. I live between two decent sized dealers, both of them about an equal distance from me, so less than 20 miles. And I've done business with both dealers. I happen to buy new LMA from Bayside, and they've done some stuff like tires and oil changes and state inspections for me. But I always shy away from going to the dealer just because I feel like I'm getting raked over the coals for something that I could do myself. So I started with Bayside. I gave them a call to find out, you know, what stock Dunlop tires are going to cost me, and then I went ahead and asked them what mounting and balancing would cost. And the most important question I had was, when could I get it in? So when I called out to Bayside, I got a hold of one of the service advisors by the name of Monica. If you're from the local area, this video, y'all are going to hear me talk about Monica a lot. Y'all need to ask for Monica if you're doing business with Bayside. Totally took care of me. So I going back to the phone call, you know, I asked her, you know, the price of the tires and what it's going to cost to get them installed. And she said, well, we're running a special on tires right now. We're doing 20% off each tire, and then 20% off labor to have them mounted. And I'm like, great, that sounds like a great deal. Give me the price. She gave me the price. I thought about it, and I said, well, when could I get this done? Now, let me let you in on something that's going on around here. This week kicked off Outer Banks Bike Week, and it's a decent sized little rally, and it does stretch all the way up here north, because Bayside Harley Davidson, they own or are partners or whatever with Outer Banks Harley Davidson, so a lot of the activities stretch up here into Hampton Roads, and especially there at Bayside, they have a lot of stuff going on, bands, vendors, all kind of stuff going on at the dealer, a pretty busy time for him. So when I asked her when she could get it in, she said, I can get it in Saturday. And this was like Wednesday. And I was like, sign me up. So she gave me a quote, we agreed on it, and I set the appointment for Saturday with the intention of dropping the bike off Friday night and then picking it up sometime on Saturday. So I did drop it off Friday afternoon. They were very thankful for me doing that, because they were anticipating a large crowd on Saturday. So she said, yep, we'll have it done by the end of the day on Saturday. Now, one thing that also happened was there was a misquote. So what she had quoted me on the phone was not what it should have actually cost. But that wasn't even a problem. She handled it right there on the spot and honored her quote, which I thought was awesome. So continuing on, I left the bike Saturday, went on about my business, had some stuff to do. The day was going on and we had some thunderstorms coming in. So she had been keep me advised along the way. They have like a text function where it texted me the status and everything. I called and checked an update, because if it was going to be done, I didn't want to be going up there and get it in the storm. Spoke to her, and we actually agreed, you know what, let's just pick it up on Sunday, which worked out good for all of us. Storm rolled in. I didn't have to worry about riding my bike in the rain. Not that I'm afraid to, just didn't want to, didn't really need it. And set up to pick the bike up on Sunday. So I get up there on Sunday, and of course the bike week festivities are in full swing. I went there, it's probably about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I go back. Now, the night before, I'd received a text saying the bike was done and it was going in to be washed. And I'm thinking, man, they're washing my bike for me. That's all right. So I get there on Sunday, and Monica, we do the paperwork and everything, and she's like, oh, let me go back, I think we need to get your bike washed. I said, well, I thought they washed it last night. She goes, yeah. I went back and looked at it, and the back tires got grease and stuff all over it. They didn't really get off the grease off the tire. I guess they had a hard time installing it. So she said she wanted them to run it through it again. I'm like, cool. So they went back and washed the bike again, and I waited for about 15 minutes. Let me run here and get my mail, and we'll continue this conversation when I get back. All right, so I got my mail picked up, and we're gonna get back to the story. Gonna jump here on the 168. Man, I'll be glad when they get done working on this highway. They've been milling and grinding, and that's the worst, man. If you ride a motorcycle, you know what I'm talking about, when they mill the asphalt off to lay down new asphalt. But I want to get on here and you know, it might help me break in these new tires a little bit, get some of the new, that first layer wore off. So getting back to the story, so about 15 minutes and I had my bike. The young man pulled it around front and I was good to go. So I walk out, walk around, and everything looks good. Check all the fasteners, things you should do, anything that they had to touch, you know, saddlebags, exhaust, stuff like that. Make sure it's all back on and looking good. I get on the bike, I flip the ignition on, and that gas gauge right there rose to full. Now, why is that significant? Because when I dropped it off on Friday, the gas light had just came on. They filled my tank for me. So, outstanding customer service, honored their word, kept me informed, got me in there in the middle of a bike week, topped my gas tank off, and I was on my way. So I felt like this week it was worth me taking my little 10 minutes or so that I put out on YouTube every week and mentioning Bayside Harley Davidson, and more importantly mentioning Monica, the service advisor there. Did a fantastic job. Whatever they're paying Monica, they're not paying her enough. So again, if you guys are from the local area and you need some work done and you want to trust your bike to the dealer, think about Bayside. My experience was pretty good with them. I've been dealing with them for years. I've seen a lot of things ebb and flow, but this last one was a really good experience, especially with a person like Monica. I feel like I could take my bike from now on and trust that it's going to be in good hands when I drop it off with her. So I'm going to be asking for her from now on. So that's it for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed. You know, do me a favor in the comments, let me know what you think about your local dealers. Now, I don't want to turn this into a bitch session. Let's make it a little more specific. Tell me about a good experience. Have you ever had a good experience with your local dealer? Give them a little shout out. Sometimes, you know, we have a tendency to talk about the bad things, and you know, we need to talk about the good things too, and this was a good experience. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. I hope you have a fantastic weekend coming up. The weather's changing, y'all. Get your motorcycles out there. Riding season is upon us. Got some new tires. I'm ready for it. So until we talk again, you guys be careful. You guys be safe. Always keep your shiny side up. And we'll talk to you next time.